Hello and welcome back to BallySprings. It's May and we have crops that are growing. What do crops that are growing need? Fertiliser. We currently have minus £711. Not doing too great on that perspective, but we have a little bit of a plan, and that involves doing some work on some of people's fields. I'm not sure if our alfalfa or clover are ready yet, and that might be worth taking a look as we run round to the other side. This is looking glorious. I might try and give it till June because I quite like some hay to come out of this rather than silage. So if we wait until the temperature comes up a little bit, we'll have more of a chance of drying. Our accidental corn is growing and again needs some fertiliser, and our potatoes are looking again glorious in the far field, but again they need, hop skip and a jump, they need some fertiliser in here as well. This area we didn't put lime on purely down to the fact that of the stream that's just by here, and get penalised on the red tape mod. But yeah, rest of it is looking lovely. So there are a couple of jobs which we can do. I was quite surprised we managed to get over there. There are a couple of jobs we can do, but the first thing we want to do is get some free food for our cattle in here. We've got 10 of them in here. Babies are due from the milking parlour in July, so we have a couple of months until they arrive. So let's get these boys out to pasture. I don't know why it is determined to lift up the covers on the floor to see the slurry every time we press Control and P. But anyhow, cattle are appearing from the ground and they're going to go out to pasture. Don't know why they do that, but and come through the fence as well. Interesting. Right, what do we have potentially on offer that we can do? So these free mowing contracts are what I'm initially feeling. This helps us get through the months and allows us to buy some fertiliser as well. So get that one in. And hopefully from these fields, there's also a couple of tethering ones, and that's not too far away, so we could potentially get the Fiat going on tethering, but we can't. We've got free active contracts, so what's that? 3,800, 4,700, 6,700 pounds we can bring in from that, plus the extra 2,000. Yeah, that's possibly a decent start to May, and then we need to get some fertiliser in because we still got leased the sprayer, so we can get some fertiliser in on these fields, which will help our yield. So currently at 97% yield, and this field can go to 125% yield, which will be good. I still haven't had the opportunity to look at mods for potato harvesting. We're currently stuck with the one which we've got in, so any suggestions or recommendations for small potato harvesters for the land which we've got, please drop them in the comments, and I can certainly have a look. I've had problems previously with the extended harvester mod, but I have removed that for this one, so hopefully that will allow some of the different options to work. So where are we going first? Firstly, so it looks like 130 just down the road is our first option. Cows are out in the pasture, they're happy. We're gonna do a couple of mowing contracts just to bring up the bank balance from minus figures to a positive figure, then have the opportunity to get some... I think I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Yes. And then get some fertiliser so we can get that on our fields. Our first harvest, just having a quick look at this, because also we probably need to have a look at the clover fields as well, because I suspect they're saying ready to harvest, but would want to think that this needs another month or two before that's actually ready. And then growth wise, triticale still got a couple of months. And mint again somehow miraculously grew back over in the far corner. I don't know how, but yeah, that's hopefully generate a few pennies for us. And our oats as well is also growing, and that's looking a lot better than it did in April. So let's find our direction and get some mowing contracts underway. That is our first contract done. We're going to go in and quickly collect this because this will unlock an opportunity for us to do some tedding. So that is £1,900. Happy days. Let's get a worker going on this tedding contract. And hopefully this then brings up a bit more chances for us to do things. So 145 needs the tedding. And where are our other two fields which we have to go to? 40 at the top, that definitely needs some cutting. Has a building in the middle of it by the looks of things. Yes, great fun. And we have 225 in the bottom corner. Again, some mowing needed on there. So we're going to be doing the mowing. The worker can do some tedding. And yeah, we'll see what opportunity that brings us with... That's tiny. Sorry, I was just looking at £225. £255 to do a tedding contract. Yeah, we're going to generate some cash and yeah, check back in once we finish them. May have got a little bit carried away with contracts, so we've got a couple to collect on, which are a mowing one for £1,900, another mowing one for £3,400, and £1,600 for a tedding contract. So that brings us up to £13,463. I am also worried about the repair costs on the McCormack. At the moment, it's worth about £76,000, so it's not a massive amount of money. It is a very big tractor for the land which we have. So just perusing some options, and a couple which have stuck out for me. Always go for a Deutz-Fahr or something like that. But there is this John Deere for 70,000. That's 185 brake horsepower at top bill. That brings us up to 92. We would also need to actually have a 3-point linkage, which would be front hydraulic, so that'll bring us up to £94,000. Not the prettiest of tractors in the world. The other option is this Massey Ferguson, so that's 170 brake horsepower. And then there's this Massey Ferguson, which at base build is 145. At top build is 215, but I've currently got that using that on the King Lake map, so probably not an option for this one. The stator, again, another option which I think Chris is using on the Kinlaig map. That's 88,500, so not too bad in terms of options. In the sales, there's a Series 710, 50 brake horsepower, is not going to cut it. Lamborghini, no. Ooh, fertilizer, we need some fertilizer. So let's steal that from the shop for 1,300, and we're always going to need it. Do we get the second one? Yes. So that's two things of fertilizer unexpectedly picked up. Currently got a Fiat. Well, we've got a version of the Fiat, so don't want to get another one. An 8RX might be a tad too big. There's the Zeta Crystal at 171 brake horsepower. That's got pretty much the same hours. There's the Pottinger, a bigger one as well, than we've currently got. And other than that, there is no other options of things in the sale. So That's an interesting thing. £19,000, which we don't have the money for at the moment, but a consideration. So yeah, that's what I'm currently looking at for a tractors that can do the job on the fields, which isn't as big as the McCormack. The McCormack is a huge tractor, and it doesn't really feel like it fits into the landscape. This one is ticking a few boxes. The 3670, 170 brake horsepower is enough for everything that we want on the farm. If anyone does have any other suggestions, what one have we currently got? We've got this one, which is at 140 brake horsepower. Having two Fiat feels a little excessive. Derek's got this one on the Kinlake map, so, and then there's that Fent as well. So there, another couple of different options. That's 160 to 185 brake horsepower. Challenger's always good, but don't think it fits what we want to do. So there are some tractor options which could fit the bill. These ones are quite small in horsepower. Yeah, so it's something which we need to consider over the coming months, given the fact that this tractor is starting to cost us a lot on the repair bills. It's almost 50 hours, which seems like absolutely nothing in real life, but on Farming Simulator, that's like having a car that's done 200,000 miles by the looks of things with the repair bills. Quick trip to the farm, drop off the mowers, we'll pop down to the shop and collect our fertilizer. Might be worthwhile moving on to May Day 2, and then we can actually start to get in our own fields as well, as opposed to playing in other people's. Just on our way down to the shop, and you might see we're carrying a rather large load with the Anderson feed mixer, and the reason behind it is I'm having a few troubles. It's not taking in the silage. Sometimes it is, and every now and again when I put silage in, I've only put half a scoop in, and it's a full forage wagon full of forage, feed mixer full of forage. It also helps potentially with the money side of things. If we can sell this and make a tidy little bit of profit, it can open up a few more options for the tractor, because we might have the opportunity to sell the McCormack. So let's get this into the sell point and see what it brings. We might need to, we obviously will need to get another forage mixer, well, feed mixer, but yeah, let's have a look. Where is the trigger gone? There it is, next to this gentleman. So £2 for repair, a couple of pounds for repaint, and sale price is 43,375. What is the repair cost for this? 19,000. Do we take the risk? Yes. Yes, we do. So that brings us up to 107,000. We can sell that. And then options. So the first thing we need, taking a little bit of a risk here, but we'll try. So forage mixers. So we had the Anderson at 49,000. We can get the Coon at, or the Kun at, it's only got 11,000. Capacity, that has 24,000. I think this fits what we're trying to do a little bit more, so we can pick that up for 38,500. And tractors, I'm fancying, see that's 262 new. I'm fancying going for this Massey Ferguson, and at that's no additional spec. We've got a front linkage on here, got the fenders, no need for a front loader attacher. What's the options we got? That's £300 for, I think it's needed. Let's go for this at 97,300. So we've now back down to £5,394. So let's have a look at our new toy. And she is lovely. We now somehow need to take back to the farm the feed mixer, the trailer, and those 2 pallets of fertilizer. And I've been an idiot by parking in the trailer into the shop. I'm going to do a Jeremy Clarkson moment. We're going to cover the camera, and you're not going to see what we're going to do next. And open your eyes again, and as if by magic, the shop, we're going to say, has loaded all this onto the tractor. The one thing I have noticed with the Massey is it's very slow at starting off, but it does do 31 miles an hour in a straight line with a good wind behind it, downhill. Oh, you're pulling out on us, thank you, Mr. JCB. Right, let's get this up to the farm. We're going to move on to May month 2 and actually start some work on our fields. Is this one of many mistakes that I've made with this Massey? It's struggled every inch of the way at any sort of incline. Might be because there's kind of a hefty weight of 4,000 litres of liquid fertiliser plus a feed mixer, but it's made it. Just let's get the fertiliser dumped into the sheds, get the trailer off, and maybe we can get a cheeky little feed mix going. So let's have a look at that, drop that down. Detach, and let's try and get this off. There's no shop to help us now. So when I've used this before, it's usually 1 hay bale and some silage and half silage, so we can try and get a hay bale in. So there it is. We can fill this up straight away. Let's try a feed mix and let's see if it actually works. So 11,000, so it should be 2 buckets of silage and then a hay bale. And no need for straw to pad it out, but we can try and see how this works. Said I've had quite a few problems with the other one. See, it's not dumping in and then all of a sudden appears as forage, and that's 11,000 litres just from having a little bit of silage, or 2,000 litres of silage I've then got. So they're in the pasture at the moment. So is this going to be grass hay 75%? Let's try and dump some in here and see what happens. What do they want it? That's bales over there, isn't it? We've got to flip it round the other side, possibly. And no, it's not unloading at all. Let's try the other cow shed. I know the trigger's a little bit bigger over there. There we go. Also might have been the mic in the way. We've been able to see the trigger. So this is going in here. Yeah, so it's going in silage, which isn't the worst thing. So it's 90% effectiveness. But if that's the case, there's absolutely no point us having a feed mixer. Right. Confused? Yes. Let's get this emptied and let's move on to May months 2, where we can actually hope, again, I'll say it again, hopefully get some actual work done. And May month 2 has brought us rain. Great for the crops, not too great for farm work. Not going to get these out today, so let's have a quick check in on them and see how they're doing for food. Yeah, 32,000 litres of food. Do have 2,000 litres of manure, but we can clean that out next time. So that's not the end of the world. Trying to closely manage our cows as much as possible. July is when we get babies from the milkers, so they should be all okay. Yes, 60,000 litres of food, 15,000 litres of straw. Do have 13,000 litres of manure and 5,000 litres of slurry, so they might need a little TLC going forward, but not right now. So into the massey and let's get some spraying done. We already got liquid fertilizer in there. If so, that'll be really annoying. Let's kill our Fiat. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. I'm not sure if the problems which we are having with the feed mixer are down to just a little bit of a conflict between what the map interprets as food and what the normal feed mix. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. We do have the 2 pallets of liquid fertilizer which we put in there last time. So it's not any additional stuff. I was worried we already had 3 or 4 pallets of liquid fertilizer before we were saving up to buy some more. So that's good. There'll be no mowing today or any crops being used. So let's get attached to this and we can return it after this month as well, which will be good. So once we're filled up, what fields will we be playing in? Pretty sure it's the 2 potato fields. I'm not sure what else from memory we need to kind of pick up. Should only need 1 pallet. So let's get this topped up. So fertilizer. What do we need? So potatoes 103, 104, 112, 113. And the rest should be okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 fields to fertilise. Let's get the job started. We are all fertilised out. So still got 500 litres left in the sprayer. So just gonna fill the sprayer up with the rest of the fertilizer and then empty, and hopefully that means we don't have 2 pallets, we only have the 1 pallet of fertilizer. Just trying to minimize the randomness that we have. Tractor struggled in places, especially on the potato field. Just trying to get traction in a gloomy, miserable day. So see if this empties out. Nope. That was a pointless exercise. Right. That was also pointless. We can try and push them into the trigger. That's 1. And we'll try and push the other IBC in. It's essentially non-stop rain for May. So yeah, that is that done. Feels a bit silly wanting to wash the tractor, but it's had a day. As you can see, we've left off a strip next to the water to hopefully avoid any fines. I didn't have automatic application on for this little strip here, and even when going back over on it, it wasn't fertilizing. So leasing cost, finally we get to return. How long have we had this? 6 months. Okay, finally we get to return that back to the shop. Next month, or next challenge for us, will be June, and in terms of crops, it's not going to be ready yet for oat. Our mint is July as well. Triticale is also July, so that might be our first harvesting month. And what else do we have? Clover is obviously in the ground, and that's going to be looking at potential hay / silage. And then June the second month and third month and July look to be the best candidates for hay and actually doing something in our fields. All the cows are fine. We didn't send these out to pasture today, no. So I think we can move on to hopefully brighter months. Good morning. It is literally good morning for me as well. Slept since the last time I recorded on this. We are in month 3 of June. The reason behind it is because the weather has been absolutely stinking. And I will show you in a minute the impacts of that. But what we need to do first and foremost is get these bad boys out into the field. It's 9:30. So, impacts of sleeping by the looks of things. I have never, ever seen a map so devastated by crop destruction. It has obliterated a number of our fields. This clover field, as an example, you see how patchy it is. It's not fair. It's not nice. And our triticale fields just above us, you can see as well. Let's have a better look at things. So flight mode, JK. Look at this. It is absolutely decimated our fields. Even the cow pasture has been battered and bruised. But it's not just us. A lot of our farming fields have also been battered. We must have had some impressive hail. Anyway, let's break our legs by dropping down to the floor. So cows have gone out. Yes, we're going to do a little bit of tidying up. And then we're going to get mowing the alfalfa field and also the 2 clover fields by here. Just to, I'm thinking, temperature-wise. Yeah, temperature-wise, I think we might get away with doing some hay. Also, red tape schemes. They've given us a fun toy. So we're going to get the Massey Ferguson MF7S up to the farm. So that'll be quite nice. Reduce bale wrapping. No, I'm not going to take that scheme. So we've got currently natural grazing, natural fertilizer, crop promotion, and the tractor demo. So we have that option. Also, there are some contracts. If I remember what button to press, there are some mowing contracts which we are going to pick up because, well, we're skint. And we need some money in the bank. There's a harvesting one there as well. Might just take a quick look and see what crop has been ready to harvest. That's spinach. So we don't have a spinach harvester. So yeah, we're going to quickly muck out our sheds
and then get into the fields for some mowing work. We're going to do our own fields first, and then we're going to get and look to do some contracts, because yeah, if we can keep the coffers going until we get some money in from our crops, I think we're going to have to certainly make sure we do that. So first and foremost, let's get rid of the manure in both of these sheds, or in this shed in particular, and then also we can move the slurry around. Oh, I'd be naughty and left this gate open. Move the slurry around, attach to the mowers, and get mowing. I'm thinking hay. I think we got enough silage, so yeah, let's get some clover and hay silage. And hay. Christ, my brain has not woken up, obviously. Clover and alfalfa hay. There we go. But first, muck out and get ready for fun. And here is our tractor demo. This is the Massey Ferguson 7S 155. We're going to use it to do probably quite a bit of our mowing, including the free contracts. What we can do is mow our fields first of all, and then get the tractor going on some contracted fields in the background where we can rake up, we can rake up and we can bale with the Massey Ferguson and the Fiat. I always try my best to miss that turning. Try my best. But beautiful tractor. Obviously they know that we're into Massey Fergusons due to our recent purchase. So why not give us a tractor demo? And it's a nice tractor. I've absolutely no money to be able to buy it, but it's a nice tractor nevertheless. So we're going to get set up. We're going to probably go into our alfalfa field first of all and get that mowed up. And yeah, let's make hay. That was a lot quicker in this tractor than anything else that we've got. Quite confidently at 30 miles an hour, and quite easy to drive. So if the dealer asked me for a smiley sheet afterwards, I'm quite happy to provide it. It was a nice drive. So let's get in with the mowers. They're looking filthy, but they're out in the fields today, so absolutely no point doing anything with them. 17 degrees. Temperature not the most ideal to do any hay with, but it needs must. We do need some hay. Let's move this out into the field slightly. A bit more. There we go. No collision on that gate, so that is quite handy. There we go. Drop down on, and let's get mowing. And this is struggling a little bit coming up the hill, but it is okay. Right, let's see how badly this crop damage has impacted us. I'm hoping not too badly, because we really could use some extra product, and we might have some harvesting to do next month as well. If you look in the yield in the bottom left, it is changed colour massively from the work which we've done. So the aim of these three fields, the clover and hay, is to get some hay out of them and also get some silage. Silage throughout the winter has kept us going, and also we're potentially getting an awful lot of babies next month, so we're going to have to make sure we've got enough feed to support them, not only once they're babies but when they get to adulthood. So yeah, it's exciting times, but we're at a point at the moment where we're not really making enough money to keep us going. We're having to support ourselves with contracts, which we don't really want to have to do next time. That bloody crop damage. Right, mow, and we'll be mowing, we'll be tedding. Let's have a quick look at the moisture. Oh, it's quite high, 16.6. So it's going to have quite a time out in the field, getting slightly warm with 17 degrees. Right, a couple of clips as we finish off what we need to do in this month, and we might get the opportunity as well then to move into some harvesting in July, weather dependent.
Monday morning's early shift. Woke up like it's time again. Gotta punch the clock, put in the work. Bags under my eyes, yeah, my body hurts. I can't complain. Nah, it ain't no big deal. Ain't no white collars here, 'cause I got blue collar bills. These worn hands keep a roof over our heads. I'm thankful for the ones that give my family a bed. And I'll break my back for my old man's sake. And when my boy's a man, he'll do the same with his worn hands.
Man, my boys work hard, but not quite as hard as me. I bust my ass for them, and my old man taught me that nothing good in life comes free.
These worn hands keep a roof over our heads. I'm thankful for the ones that give my family a bed. And I'll break my back for my old man's sake. And when my boy's a man, he'll do the same with his worn hands. I do it for my kin, the ones that came before me and the ones that'll come after them. We won't let that blue collar fade. If you like me, let me hear you say these worn hands keep a roof over our heads. I'm thankful for the ones that give my family a bed. And I'll break my back for my old man's sake. And when my boy's a man, he'll do the same with his worn hands.
And that is almost the end of the Great Baling. So as you saw, we mowed our fields. We've done a couple of contracts. So let's unload these bales. See if that'll go in there. Yes, it will. And unload this from there. Perfect. A nice clean set of 4 bales. So let's get this in transport position. And yeah, we can get out of the field. Got a couple of tasks to be able to pick up the bales, but that should be the easiest part. 7S struggled massively going up the hill, but largely performed really well. We got a couple of contracts to collect. So we have 3,600 and another 2,500. So that brings our balance back up to 17,363. Oh, that was a very busy day and quite a long slog. We're going to go into these fields and collect what we have. We don't have a spreader of any sort for fertilizer. We do have the manure spreader and the slurry spreader, and I would like to have the opportunity to get into these fields and dispense some of that slurry. And might be we could use the 7S again and see how much manure we do have actually before being able to do that. So in here, it should be under here. So manure, 20,000 litres is not going to be enough so we might have to lease a sprayer once again. In the next time around, we should have some combinable crops to harvest. So if we have a look at these, the mint and the oat should be ready. Shortly after that will be the potatoes, the triticale, and then lastly it will be the silage maize and the corn that will be ready for harvest. So still an awful lot of things to be able to do. We're going to bring in our cows from pasture. Need to find the peat. There we go. So cows should be coming in from the field. The other task which we did whilst we were waiting for the hay to dry is we emptied quite a lot of the silage clamp and popped them into our sheds. So this empty shed has 118,000 litres of food, and our other shed has 50,000 litres of food. So we should have more than enough to go forward with. And we have about 45,000 litres left in the silage clamp. So next time, well, 44,000. So next time, lots of stuff to actually harvest. Let me know in the comments of some suggested potato harvesters, which will kind of fit in with the map. Hope you have enjoyed the episode, and if you've done so, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.